Good morning and welcome back to Planet AP. If you're new here, it's crazy out here, but you are gonna love it. Today in this video, what I want to talk about is how to become the landlord of your mind, and how by becoming the landlord, you can literally glitch the 3D like this. And here's the thing, one of the most important elements of this conversation in every video of mine that you watch, right? We are not here for one and done type situations, okay? We don't come to this work to just get one thing from life, one little candy, because this is not something that, it's not something that you become aware of once, you utilize in your life once, and then you go back to your old ways. This is like a door opening where once you understand the principles, it's like if you're playing a game, okay, and I tell you the rules of that game. Now today you're playing that game, you're playing by the rules, and then you win. Tomorrow you go like, screw the rules, I'm gonna push whatever button I can find, and I'm gonna, and then you lose, and you're just like, Anna, what are the laws of the game again? That's how a lot of people come to this, right? Where it's like, I'll create one thing, where I'll do, no, this is a way of life, this is a way of living, this is embedded in every single thing in our lives, okay? Every single thing. Like, I got an email today, by the way, from this beautiful woman who was a part of us, who was a part of Quantum Code, and she was telling me how she was like, I've done so many different courses, okay? And she's like, every time what would happen is I would do the course, I would be on cloud 9, and then that was it. It would fizzle away. She's like, so this time when I did Quantum Code, she was there live with us. And she's like, when I did it, I was on cloud 9, but I decided that I'm not going to tell Anna until I've actually seen, my reality shift. And she emailed me saying everything in her reality changed. She's like, after years, and I'm gonna put somewhere on the screen, a screenshot of that email to show you as well, because it is so, like, this is what this is about. It's not about just one thing. It's not about just one moment. It's about how you learn these laws, embed in them, and simply use them at every step of your life. How how you strengthen your faith so deep, no matter what is going on outside you. Here's the thing, right? We are meant to see through the eyes, not from the eyes. Because if you look from your eyes, you're going to think this is reality. You're going to see matter, and you're going to be like, okay, well, the email says this, or my bank account says this, or this person says this, or this law says that, and you will completely miss the point of faith, because the point of faith is to believe in the unseen. The unseen isn't just believing in God and the angels and all in between. The unseen, belief in the unseen, is literally about the belief in a knowing that you know within you of a reality that the senses have not yet caught up to, but you know God, you know that God has got you like that. And when you know God's got you like that, right, then you walk the earth every single day in faith, from faith, with faith. And you disregard whatever the eyes tell you, the senses tell you, because your knowing of God is that deep. And this is where the mind comes in, okay? And this is where today's conversation comes in, about becoming the landlord of your mind. Because for a lot of people, right, this is them. This is the mind, all right? Now we know it's an autopilot machine, okay? So if the mind, okay, a lot of people, because by the way, what do I always tell you guys, right? That the biggest thing you need in your life, the biggest thing is frequency hygiene, all right? Is to take charge of your inner palace. Because all the conversations you have up here, all the thoughts you have up here, all the ways you store information up here, all of that is getting what? It's getting clocked by God. Okay, let me give you another fun fact, okay? And this is like the funnest of the fun facts in existence, okay? Because, oh my God, all right. So, God says in the Quran, He is closer to you than your jugular vein, okay? Your jugular vein is basically like your lifeline, all right? And this vein, I was doing some research, all right? And this vein is connected to the mind, okay? And also connected to the heart. It is the vein that is like the bridge between mind and heart. Now, what does Mr. Dr. Joe Dispenza and a lot of people in the neuroscience in every type of situation tell you? Brain and heart coherence. Dr. Joe says a clear intention with an elevated emotion affects matter, okay? And this, God telling you, this verse, by the way, it had two things that I want to share with you. He says two things, okay? In the same verse. He says he listens to your soul whispers. Like he's even aware of the whispers of your soul. Plus, he's closer to you than your jugular vein. All right. Now the think about it. Like, think about this, okay? Your soul, whispers of the soul. What are whispers of the soul? All right, a whisper is anything, and especially the Arabic word used in this context is when its literal translation is something that is an inaudible, like a thought, like an intention. Like that is the literal Arabic to English translation of the word from the Quran. So what they translated casually as soul whispers is basically to say the intentions, the thoughts. He listens to all of it. Now that is going on where? In your mental realm, right? Your 4D. God is closer to you than your lifeline. And that lifeline is the bridge between the mind and the heart. So he's basically telling you that he's clocking everything that is going on within you, the feelings that emanate from your heart, the thoughts that are in your mind, and on the basis of that is what you see outside of you. On the basis of that, you see the reality outside of you, because God is like the field in which reality appears. The 3D is veil for God's command. Like it looks like, you're drinking water and water is quenching your thirst. No, God is quenching your thirst. All means of the physical world, they are veils for God in action. And so every single thing is subsisting and it's borrowed its existence from God. It subsists through God. And this very God is closer to you than your lifeline itself. So he is so more aware than you're aware of your soul whispers. More and think about another word for soul whispers is when I tell you that your desires are like visions you remember, right? Because creation is finished. Your soul has access to all these different dimensions. Your soul has this soul code. It came down with this. It's like, a lot of times, I don't know if you've experienced this, but a lot of times I have I'll have like a vision of something, right? When you're in deep meditation, and it literally feels like I remembered that. If sometimes it's like, I want to pray for something or I have a desire for something, but it's like it's not that I want it, but it's I'm remembering it. We are remembering life into existence because creation is finished. So your soul is like whispering to you that, hey, this is the next step. You want this, and you think that it's yours, but it's like it was always your inheritance. You just remembered it, right? And then God clocks it, because he also says, by the way, he doesn't change the state of a people until they change what's inside of them. So based on that soul whisper, if what is going on within your mental realm is lack and scarcity and everything that, that is the opposite of what you keep saying with your words that you want, that is expressed outside of you. Because that's how, God is so close to you that the moment you shift your awareness, the moment he changes the 3D picture. So the most important thing then is to be the landlord of your mind, because a lot of people, most people, they are servants of the mind. The mind, it will look at physical, because here's the thing, right? What we know about it, our brain, is what? It's a survival machine, right? So its default is to go like, oh my God, danger, right? And you're like, chill, Frank, You know what I mean? Like, Frank, what you doing? And we're not in danger. Like, shut up. Like, you just, like, you're, no, Frank. We're not going to let the world tell us what to think. Because then you are a slave of the world. Then you are enslaved to the world. And in Surah Kahf, right? I think this was verse 102 or 104, I'm not sure. He says something, I'm paraphrasing here, but he says to the disbelievers, Allah is talking about the disbelievers, that, the disbelievers, they take my servants as lords over me. Like, it's like when you let anyone else, we're all servants of God, right? When you let anyone else tell you who you are, what to think, what to believe, what truth really is, what can or can't happen for you, you have given your power, you've made them your Lord. Because God has no limitation. God can override any code. He's the creator of all there is, right? He is all there is. So it's like, if I made a website and you come to me and you go like, hey, Anna, you made this website, I don't like this function. I'll be like, okay, khalas, no worries, I'll change it. Because I'm the creator of the website, right? But if you look at that function, you go like, man, I hate this function, I hate this function. You're just like bickering with it. Will that change anything? No. But you come to me, I'm gonna be like, say less. Don't worry about it. That's the difference, right? So you don't go to the creation. That's like, you don't go to the form. You don't go to like, your aunt and be like, Anna created this website. Can you fix it? She'll be like, bro, I didn't create it. Go to the creator. Just like that in life. People will go to other people for their problems. Other people for like, can you help me? Can you help me? Oh, without you, I'm nothing. No, bro, without God, we are nothing. Without our faith, we are nothing. Because every time you step over your faith, every time you think you have no control, every time you think you are hopeless, every time you succumb to what the world is telling you, which is smokes and mirrors, every single time you look from your eyes and you believe that as truth, you have cut yourself off from life force. You have cut yourself off from the unlimited essence of God, from all the ways God could make the impossible your Tuesday, from all the unlimited, infinite ways God could have pulled through for you if you just kept firm in your knowing. So what we really need is every single day frequency hygiene. It is to become a landlord of your inner world. A landlord will, like, if for example you own a house, right, and someone's renting that place, then you have your rules for that place. You go like, okay, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, don't, I don't know, like paint the walls red or something, don't put throw holes. Oh my God, hammer into the walls. I don't know, like, what rules do landlords have? I don't know. But point is, a landlord will tell you, these are all these restrictions in my rental. Take it or leave it. Your mind, you are the landlord of the mind. So you decide what gets to be thought, what thought is passed through, what you will allow the mind to think about. Where do you draw the line and be like, Frank, get out of here, Frank. If you haven't watched my last YouTube video, you really should, because the Frank reference is all up in there. Because otherwise you're gonna be like, who is Frank? Frankly, wow. Why do we have beef with a dude named Frank? What episode did I miss? Frank is, go watch that and you're gonna find out exactly who Frank is. But point is, get out of the way, Frank. You gotta be Frank's landlord. You gotta tell, the mind is an excellent servant, but a terrible leader. Terrible leader, I tell you. And so most people, they're letting the mind lead them. Servants of the mind. The mind wakes up in a shitty mood, right? The mind goes like, yeah, this is bad, and like, this sucks, and this, they're like, oh, freaking hell, yeah. I guess I'll pray. Oh, please God for a miracle. Things are looking bad. And they're just like, just let the mind run. But. And then what happens? What happens? God is clocking you. God is saying, okay, cool. Like that's what's going on in the inner. That's what will be reflected in the outer. The outer world, the physical world, my friend, is a shadow. Shadow. Okay? You can't see it, but I have a shadow like on the floor, a shadow of me, right? This image is not a shadow, but it's, that's not me. When you're watching a recording of me, a shadow, if you may, right? For this analogy. So if I do this, me, the physical body, does this, right? What are you gonna see? You're gonna see that. You're not gonna see anything other than that which I am doing. Monkey see, monkey do, bro. So it's like your shadow is copying you. It has no free will. The 3D is reflecting you. You, the creative center. You, the imaginer. Imaginer. You get to choose where your imagination takes you. Because all is well that is imagined well. And if you are not imagining it well, what happens? What happens? It will be whatever. It will be whatever. And people go like, man, that's what life's looking like. There is no such thing as a heart. Like, oh my God, one of my best friends texted me today saying, this is what I want to do, Anna. Do you think it's realistic? Not 5D, but according to the 3D. I was like, the audacity with which this person texted me that. Realistic. Let's talk about realistic, because to become the landlord, okay, of the mind, you need to know, you declare what realistic means to you. You think your chosen reality. And you tell the mind, be like, Frank, we don't do that here. What do? We think from our knowing of God. We say, what? Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. My Lord is sufficient for me. He's the best disposer of my affairs. We say what? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no power or might above God, greater than God. None whatsoever. That means nothing in this 3D has any sort of power over God. And you, my friend, my bestie, my love, you guys, you, me, all of us, we have direct access to God, like the closeness, the proximity, that He is closer to you than your lifeline, the line that if it were cut, you'd be dead. It's what controls the blood circulation between your brain and your heart. Your consciousness. He's closer to you than that. You don't have to scream to reach God. You don't have to wail loudly, nothing. You simply have to know. Know God. Know your truth and refuse to let the world tell you otherwise. That's it. Refuse to let the world delude you into thinking that it is not what you know it to be. And when you persist in your knowing and you're not seeking proof, because why would you ask the shadow what you look like? Why would I ask my shadow? Why would I look at the camera and be like, you tell me? You? Why? Like, it's just copying me. If I'm wearing a pink scarf and I'm watching the recording and I'm going like, damn, Anna, like, can you wear purple instead, girl? And I'm like, I could scream at the screen. You could be watching my video and think, Anna, can you wear red scarf instead? I don't like your pink. I could be doing that. It's not going to change nothing. Why? Because I wore the pink one. And you're just seeing something that's already happened. So the physical world is just something that's passing by. Are you, that's just past assumptions playing out. Khalas, live in your knowing. Live from faith. Every single moment. Like, I promise you, if you experiment with this just once, you will notice how powerful it is, and you will get addicted, and you'll say, khalas, like nothing over God. Bro, every time, create from God, create with God, create from knowing. That's how we're meant to live. The ease of life is the ease in which everything God arranges for you. There's no like God didn't say, okay, each person, I'm gonna drop them on earth and every person gets 10 knowings. Everything else work really hard for. That didn't happen. Well, I swear you could look up every book, Didn't happen. Nowhere. So why would you cap? Cap it. And why are you capping? Why the lie? Sly. You know what I mean? So it's like, my friend, it's like, you're realistic. You don't ask the shadow what is realistic. You go and decide what it is that you want to experience. What is it that you want to see played out? And you simply melt in, like you marry that knowing. You become one, even deeper than marry. You become one with it. You are it. You live from it. You look at life from that perspective, from that knowing, and you go like, nope, doesn't matter what things look like. I know what it is. That is the only thing that is real. Realistic is your inner world. This world, unrealistic. Because that's all. You know what my reply to my friend was? I was like, why would you say that? Like, I don't say that. I was like, go, like, and I sent them like a screenshot of like a passage from a book. I was like, read that again. And go like, listen to stuff I've told you again. Because that's not it. Like, why would you say that? Because no, just no. No negotiation with the 3D. The 3D is not your God. God is. And your God is unlimited. My God is unlimited. My God can make anything happen. My God is the God that, that cooled fire. He's the God that parted the sea. He's the God that it's like everything subsists through. How will you let the creation tell you what to believe in, bro? No. We're here to live by insight, inner sight, that the eyes of your heart, not sight of your eyes. What is insight, right? It's the eyes of your heart. And that's why even God says, right? It's not their eyes that are blind, it's their hearts. Because when your inner sight is closed, your spiritual sight, like the Arabic word, basira, right? When that's shut off, you are taking things as they seem. But the whole point of this world is to negate your senses and to live from your knowing of faith. That's the whole plot. So to become the landlord of your inner palace, truly, it means that you have these boundaries for yourself. You have, like, your discipline in life is the discipline of what you entertain over here. Your discipline to keep the doors locked and not let Frank come in, because get out of here, Frank, and not allowed. This morning, bro, like, it was like, like, I think maybe like an hour after I woke up, I'm laying in bed, and Frank knocked the door. And I wasn't paying attention. So Frank came inside. And the moment I became aware, I was like, get out of here, Frank. And I got up, I took a shower. I was like, I'm not even going to talk Frank out of this. I'm not going to be like, Frank, please, after your tea, you can leave. No, Frank, out. You're the landlord. You're not gonna let any Tom, Dick, and Harry come in. If someone knocks your door and you don't know them, khalas, be like, ugh. A thief is knocking your door. Imagine that. You're gonna be like, please come through. No. You're gonna have a security system. You're gonna be like, bro, why are you letting anybody with, just about, and why are you letting Frank and his franking family come in and live rent free? Damn, no. Our job is to be landlords, to make sure that we are conscious and aware of all that is passing through our inner world, because God is clocking that. Awareness, the only point of reference for awareness to know what your life is. Like I talked about in the video, the law of commerce, right? If you haven't watched it, go check it out, right? The only point of reference is what is going on in your inner world. You are always telling God what your life is by what your knowing of your life is. So become the landlord. Have maybe like a little map. Maybe what is it that I will not how does Frank show up in my life, okay? I'm gonna clock that. And if Frank comes in, he's going to get punched. You're going to get beat, boy. Hell yeah. Like that. And so it's like, and then you choose what is the expression of your life that you're living from. And every moment, catch yourself and come back and be like, okay, cool. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, God. Thank you for making it magical. Thank you for making life so beyond my wildest expectations. Thank you for always gifting me. Thank you for always flooding me with miracles, flooding me with blessings. Because what does God say? When you are grateful, I will give you more. Khalas. End of conversation. Okay, end of it. Anyways, so I love you. If you want to get my quantum magic workshop, link is below to my Stan store. You can get that. You can get my full plug and play 3-step system of reality hacking. And I don't know if I miscalculated or I was misled to calculate, but we have 4 spots open for Bali. I thought we were sold out, but turns out we have 4 openings. So if you're someone who wants to spend 6 days in an illogical playground to build in real time a life that is so rooted in faith, so charged by faith, where all your logic is suspended, where all your disbelief literally gets divorced, where everything that your mind told you was not possible or impractical, whatever, you annihilate all that. And that illogical playground, those are 6 days in Bali, where people like you and me, your soul tribe, we're all coming together to build our illogical but very divinely logical lives. If that tickles your fancy and you're one of those 4 people, you will feel the pull in your soul, and I would love to see you there. If you stop seeing Bali on my Stan store, means the spots got taken. So first come, first serve, I guess. I love you, and I will see you inside. Bye.